Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Congressman Hal Rogers checks in with the men and women of the National Guard who continue to provide much-needed help to our region. And we continue to hear amazing stories of survival from everyday people here in Eastern Kentucky.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. It's finally Friday. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning. It's almost 5 o'clock. Thanks for waking up with us, and let's take it over to Brandon this morning for a look at our forecast. And Brandon, correct me if I'm wrong. What is it? A flash flood watch? What is it?
Flood watch.
Flood watch. Oh, okay.
Flood watch.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
Same thing we had last week and we had earlier this week. So again, we're keeping an eye on things this morning. The rain has already started down to the south, and the flood watch, which was supposed to start at 8, is already in effect. Let's go into live pinpoint Doppler radar. I'm going to take you down to basically the heaviest bands of rain right now. That's through parts of Rockcastle, Pulaski, and Wayne counties. And there is some lightning with these. I don't think they're anything like severe storms, but they are pretty hefty out there this morning, and they're slow moving. So we really got to watch these today as they move a little bit to the north there and to the east. So we're going to keep an eye on those for you. But right now, no major issues, at least down that way. Temperature 70 in Manchester, 68 in Wise, Jonesville, Harlan, 64 in Clintwood. A little warmer this morning than it was this time yesterday. 72 Moorhead, Ashland, Logan, London, and Williamsburg as you start your day out. Breakfast forecast, some small rain chances early this morning across the western parts of the region, but most of us mainly cloudy. Temperatures stay right there near the 70-degree mark across the region. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, Congressman Hal Rogers flew across the region on Thursday, making stops at National Guard sites to check on those with the boots on the ground. Yesterday morning, Congressman Rogers stopped at Hazard while surveying the flood-impacted areas, taking time to meet with the men and women who have spent the last week as hovering heroes. He says though lives were lost in the tragedy and people are still missing, more than 500 people have been saved thanks to the work of the men and women in uniform,
who've done marvelous, heroic work over the last 24, 48 hours. They've saved hundreds of lives with heroic rescues wrapping people from their rooftops.
Well, National Guard officials say of the more than 500 people rescued, nearly 80 of those were hoist saves, meaning they were people plucked from rooftops or trees as the waters raged below them. Well, we continue to hear more stories of survival from those who were able to get out of the floodwater. Naomi Williams and her 82-year-old grandmother, Carolyn, were the only two people in their home when the flood hit. They were treading water for more than an hour trying to reach a hill behind their home. Naomi says there wasn't much for her to grab onto as she and her grandmother climbed up a nearby mountain for 16 hours.
It was just a limb. It wasn't even a tree, a limb is what we held on to. And somehow I managed to pull us both out of the water. And when we got on the hill, we couldn't stay steady for like 5 minutes because when you stayed, the water kept on rising. So it was like a continuous climb up a steep mountain.
And luckily, Naomi and Carolyn made it out of the hills with nothing but some scratches and poison ivy. Well, over in Knott County, you'll hear similar stories of survival. Jordan Childers and his girlfriend lost everything during the flood last Thursday, and they are now working to clean up and rebuild. But some things they lost can't be bought.
Our cars and tools, belongings, everything in the house could be replaced, but like her brother recently passed away and her father, and like she had all their belongings in that building that washed away, and it's just some priceless things that can't be bought.
Well, the couple says all they have is each other, and they're going to get through this together. Homes and businesses over in Neon, that's in Letcher County, are filled with water and mud after the flooding. Water levels got to be near 10 feet in some places, taking out almost everything that was in its way. Now the town has began cleaning up, and the mayor says she's glad others from outside of the town have come to help.
It's overwhelming, but it's heartwarming to know that we've had people come in here that don't know us from Adam's House Cat.
Well, the mayor says she believes the town will come back and be better than ever before. Many businesses across the region were damaged because of the flooding. Tom King's collision was filled with mud. The collision center lost tools and machinery because of the flood. All items Tom King says he takes pride in and are tough to lose.
I've got a paint mixing station in here where we mixed our own paint. We're a collision center, and it demolished all of that. It's bad.
King says he hopes to get the business reopened so he can help fix vehicles that might have been damaged. People in Owsley County can now apply for FEMA individual assistance following last week's severe flooding. Owsley is the 8th county in the region to be approved for individual assistance following Breathitt, Clay, Floyd, Knott, Letcher, Perry, and Pike. Survivors in the designated counties can apply online at disasterassistance.gov or by calling 800-621-3362 or by using the FEMA mobile app. Applicants will need to provide the following information: a current phone number where you can be contacted, your address at the time of the disaster and the address where you are staying now, your social security number, a general list of damage and losses, banking information if you choose direct deposit, and if you're insured, the policy number or the agent and or the company name. You can find a list of mobile registration sites on our website. Well, we were saddened to learn of the death of a former longtime member of our mountain family here at WYMT. Terry Street died last Friday at Baptist Health Corbin. He was an account executive with WYMT for 19 years and worked at our Cumberland Valley Bureau. Terry was known for his wit, sense of humor, and as a role model for many youth as a soccer coach in Corbin. His visitation was held yesterday at Hart Funeral Home in Corbin. His funeral is at 1 p.m. today at the Sacred Heart Catholic Church. Terry Street was 66 years old. And a longtime professor for a local college has died. Scott Blanton was a nursing professor at Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College. He was also a dedicated first responder. Friends and family say he will be missed by so many. Well, thank you so much for getting your Friday morning started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we come back, climate experts continue to expect a busier than average hurricane season in the Atlantic. We'll have more on that in just a few minutes.
A flood watch that was supposed to go into effect later this morning has already started. I'll track our rain chances and possible impacts in about 3 minutes.